Get ready, for we're about to take a closer look at those making a difference in Martin County when we're talking business.
Hi, I'm Jeff, executive producer of Our Story Productions, and welcome to a new episode of Martin County on TV, Talking Business. And today we have very special guests with us. You are?
Leah Hartung.
And Dustyn Hartung.
Welcome. Glad to have you on board. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your family first.
Well, I grew up in Denell, Minnesota.
Okay.
And Dustyn grew up north of Welcome, Minnesota. And we were high school sweethearts. And we live south of Fairmont now, and we have two boys, Henry
Awesome.
and Hayden.
Awesome. That keeps you busy, I'm sure,
Yep.
between that and the business. And tell us a little bit about the business.
Yeah, so our business is, we specialize in agricultural assets, Jeff. Primarily all bare land or ag land, farm machinery.
Okay.
Also do certified appraisals, mostly for bare land or some commercial stuff. Yeah, that's what we do.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that?
Well, actually, Leah's grandpa started the business.
Really?
And that was probably,
Over
what,
60 years ago.
60
Oh, my
years ago.
gosh.
So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Been around a long time. And, yeah, it's been enjoyable to keep it going, and we enjoy it.
And you've been involved as a couple for how long?
Well, I have been involved since I was a little
Oh, of
kid.
course.
I grew up going to all the auctions, and I fully became licensed in the appraisal business and kind of started getting more involved probably 8 to 9 years ago.
Okay.
And then you got your auctioneer's license the year we got married, so over 12.
Yeah, over 12 years ago.
Wow.
So.
And tell me a little bit about changes in your business over the last 12 years, or even maybe what Grandpa told you about how it used to be. Is there big changes that have happened now and going back, my gosh, 60 years?
Yeah, I mean, Jeff, I think the biggest thing that's changed is probably the online platform. That's really changed how
Of
guys
course.
bid, how guys attend sales. Land is still pretty traditional, though land is still, a lot of people like bidding on farmland in person. But as far as farm equipment on that front, the online bidding portion where we used to have 500 people at a sale, now it's maybe only 150 or 200 people because the rest of the people are online.
Oh, of course.
It's a lot different that way.
It's to an old guy like me, this is a big change. Big change. I remember as a farm kid, it was a big deal going to the farm sale, and everyone was there who was interested at any level.
Well, I think COVID sped that up too.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
the older guys that weren't used to buying something on a computer now have COVID came in, and now older generation, either they're bidding online now or learn the computer, or they're having the younger generation.
It forced us into the new generation.
Exactly.
That's
Yes.
what
Whether you like it or
whether we
not.
want it or not.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Is there something that your company specializes in that you would think sets you apart from your competition?
Yeah, I think what probably separates us from other people is that we farm too.
Oh, okay.
And our background is ag. We both grew up on farms, and as far as understanding the ins and outs of land, I think you won't find anyone more knowledgeable than we are. We also do our own drainage and things like that, so we understand that firsthand too. When we have clients come to us that want to sell a farm, we understand the markets and the commodities, and then we understand the drainage, I think, as well or better than
You're
anyone.
in the business.
We're in the business.
That you on both sides.
Ag is what we know. So
That's awesome.
And we're going to treat it like our own.
Absolutely, that's very cool. So, what would the two of you say is your favorite part of the business?
I personally love the research aspect of it. I like digging for things, and then I really like meeting with clients.
Okay. When you say digging, you're talking about the history of the land and
Doing a deed search
Oh,
or
yeah,
trying to
absolutely.
find that perfect comp, or I really like the digging part of it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and the nice thing with our business is we meet a lot of diverse people. I mean, with a lot of different backgrounds, whether we're dealing with local farmer families selling land or dealing with people from outside of the area, other states, or
Sure.
the Twin Cities or metropolitan areas. So, I mean, we're constantly meeting new people, different backgrounds. So it's always interesting on our side to get their story
Sure.
and see what they've done in their life and get educated with them. So I think that's always neat. And then, just having the opportunity to work for good people. And, every family has this dynamics that we're working for.
Of
It's
course.
not always a perfect situation, and we see a lot of things behind the scenes. And so it's always interesting, and it's always something new every day. And
Every
I
day
think
is
that's
different.
what we like.
Awesome.
So.
So, how big a territory do you cover?
Yeah, so right now we cover southern Minnesota and northern Iowa.
Okay. And how do you see the market trends? What is the trend that you see taking place now?
Yeah, so with bare land and machinery in general, I mean, like everything the last 18 months to 2 years, inflation is everywhere, right?
Of course.
So land has probably ran 25 to 40%, Jeff, in the last 18 months. Land has been extremely strong. We have high commodity prices, so farmers have some cash right now.
Sure.
Investors seem to have money. The government pumped a lot of money into the system, so it seems like there's a lot of cash out there, which has obviously led to inflation across the board. The market has been strong, and I think will continue to be strong through year end. Going into new year, who knows? Interest has risen a lot. I mean, interest on 15 to 20 year money, we were 3% probably 6, 7, 8 months ago, and now we're probably 6 to 8%. So
big change.
Big change. So at some point that will probably affect the land market, but there's been a lot on the market, and it's been really, really strong so far.
If someone wanted to learn more about your company, about what you do and what you offer, how would they get a hold of you?
You can visit our website, check us out on Facebook, or give us a call.
Okay, awesome. And tell us a little bit about what they find in the website. What's your overall mission, would you say?
So I guess our overall mission, if you go to our website, obviously you're going to see our land sales right away. That's what we specialize more than anything. We sell a lot of bare land. Go to our website. If you want to know anything else about us, you can go check our About Us tab. That will show anything about us, and then just showing all of our upcoming listings. And you'll see upcoming land auctions. You'll see some private real estate listings, and you'll see some online auctions as well.
Well, it's awesome what you do, and young couple keeping the family business going for 60 years is pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled to have you on the show. Thank you for coming. Good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'll see you next time on Martin County on TV, Talking Business.
Wait, who is this guy? Why, it's Downtown Lewis, Shopparazzi at large. His mission? To discover what's new in the shops of downtown Fairmont, Minnesota. Let's see what he learned today.
Well, hi, Lewis. I'm Alexis Rojo from Fairmont High School. Well, I'm at Las Potrancas, and I'm sure you want to know everything about them. So let's go inside and meet the owners.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Hola. Well, Lewis, this is Ramon and Karina. Hi, Lewis.
Hey,
Well, Lewis, he was just telling me that he has all kinds of different things here, of all kinds of different cultures. He has Guatemalan, Mexican, Honduras, and Puerto Rican. ¿Cuántos años tenían?
Llevamos 8 años en esta tienda aquí en Fairmont.
Well, I just asked him how long he's been in business for, and he said he's been in business for 8 years in Fairmont. ¿Puedo decirme algunas cosas específicamente aquí en la tienda?
Ok, mira, tenemos por ejemplo los productos centroamericanos, tenemos productos mexicanos que vienen siendo estos, tenemos por ejemplo pan guatemalteco, tenemos más productos guatemaltecos por este lado, viene siendo como los frijoles, como el chow mein, que no es mexicano, es más centroamericano. El chow mein es comida guatemalteca. Estos son productos centroamericanos, hondureños, más que nada. Entre otros, como son cosas mexicanas.
Well, Lewis, he was just telling me that he has all types of different things from everywhere. He was telling me how he has a lot of Guatemalan products, such as all of these. They're all the same tomato paste, but they're from different places. And he was telling me about the chow mein, which is from Guatemala, and everyone here who is Guatemalan loves it. Well, we're in a different aisle right now, and this is probably one of the best aisles in the store.
Ok, mira, estos son productos dulces mexicanos. Esto lo recuerdo mucho cuando yo era niño. Los pirulís, por ejemplo, los chicles canels. Todo estos son productos mexicanos, todos. Estos productos que son de tamarindo, todos son mexicanos aquí. En esto no vamos a decir que hay en Guatemala o en otra parte, pero son dulces mexicanos y para todo el mundo.
I asked him what these were, and this is the candy aisle, and a lot of it is from Mexico, but anyone from anywhere can have it. Basically, he was telling me how these remind him of his childhood and mine too. He was also telling me about all the different kinds of candy and tamarindo that is here and they sell. Well, Lewis, this is the next aisle. This is one of my favorite aisles in the store. This is the drink aisle, and they're going to be telling me a little bit about the different kinds of drinks there are.
Ok, si te fijas, aquí en esta área tenemos productos guatemaltecos, como jugos que vienen de Guatemala. Tenemos también jugos mexicanos abajo, pero casi todo es productos guatemaltecos. Todo lo que ves aquí es casi jugo de Guatemala, bebidas como sueros y todo esto, jugos de coco que vienen de Guatemala, son productos guatemaltecos.
Y también tenemos bebidas energizantes que vienen de Guatemala. Serían estos y estos. Son bebidas que son muy populares en Guatemala.
Almost everything, all of these drinks, are from Guatemala. Isn't that so cool? And they were just telling me about these new energy drinks that are super popular in Guatemala right now. Lewis, did you hear that baby crying? Well, this is truly a family-owned business, un negocio de familia. Now I'm going to ask Ramon a little bit about how his family all works together here in this business. Ramon, cuéntame a tu familia.
Ok, este es un negocio familiar. Nosotros aquí trabajamos toda la familia, desde el más grande hasta el más chiquito. Karina es la encargada del negocio, es la encargada de la caja. Nosotros nos ocupamos más en acomodar los productos que tenemos aquí. Como en este caso, aquí tenemos productos mexicanos como los molcajetes, metates, torteadoras y productos más mexicanos como son groceries o comida mexicana. Todo lo que ves aquí en esta área es mexicano. Todo lo que ves aquí.
Well, Ramon just told me some really interesting facts about his family and how everyone in his family, oldest to youngest, has a little part to do in this family business. He was telling me about his daughter, Karina, and how she works up front, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Isn't that crazy? And he was telling me all of this stuff is from Mexico and how it is an important part in the store. Well, Lewis, I know you have to go, but I need to tell you something that caught my eye when we first walked into the store. Are these piñatas? I'm going to ask him a little bit about piñatas and how they're used. ¿Cómo se usa la piñata?
Ok, la piñata es una tradición mexicana. No sé cuándo nació, pero es una tradición mexicana que se usa en los cumpleaños para los niños. Se llenan de dulces, se rompe la piñata. Esto pues es mucho más antes de mis tiempos, cuando nació lo de la piñata.
Well, Lewis, he was just telling me about how when you use a piñata, it's a Mexican tradition, and you fill it up with candy, and in a kid's birthday party, you break the piñata, and you rip it, and all the kids come running for the candy, and they're typically used during parties. Well, Lewis, I think that's everything for today. This has been a great learning about the store. Muchas gracias por el tour de su tienda. All right, we'll be back, won't we, Lewis?
Gracias.
Get ready, for we're about to take a closer look at those making a difference in Martin County when we're talking business.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Busiahn, Director of Fairmont Community Education and Recreation. You are watching Martin County on TV, Talking Business. Today I have
Kandi Menne from the Fairmont Area Chamber of Commerce.
Well, welcome, Kandi.
Thanks, I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Recently, you're new in your role, but not new to the chamber. Tell me a little bit about yourself and and the path that you've taken to get there.
Okay. I am a Fairmont native, moved away and was gone for quite some time, came back, and was hired on at the Chamber of Commerce. I was there for 7 years in the office manager, director of communications, and recently took over the president position, and excited about having that next level of opportunity to engage with our members just a little bit more. Previous background was in sales and marketing, advertising sales, and so this kind of fits in a little bit, and we'll see what happens.
Good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about some upcoming projects or some major projects that you have planned throughout the year?
The Chamber is busy all the time doing events or projects. One of the big ones that we have coming up happens every April. It's the second Wednesday of April every year. And it's our area career exploration, which you've actually been a part of, so you know quite a bit about it.
Great event.
Yes, it is. The Chamber does planning for it. We invite area schools and businesses and colleges to come upon the Fairmont High School for a half a day. And they learn about career opportunities. We do get 12 schools. And last year we implemented a job fair to kind of continue on with the need and the shortage of the workforce. And so this is an annual event every year. And if you need more information, call the Chamber and we'll get you set up with that.
Always a great event. I love participating in that. It's so great to see, having some of those previous students or alumni that have, found success in the community and have come back and tell their story. Some huge talent. Yeah. We are so fortunate to have some of those people, and just bringing all those businesses together.
Yes.
Exposure in terms of go away, get educated, find your thing, and then come back to this community. Yeah, we would welcome you with open arms. So
there is a lot of opportunity for careers right here, and the quality of life is wonderful. And students have come back, and their story, like you said, is tear-jerking sometimes.
Yeah, some really great stories. So with you being relatively new in your current position, can you tell us some new ideas or things that you're looking to change or mix up, add to the Chamber?
I've got a couple of things percolating, I guess you could say. I'm not going to talk about a lot of them. I do, have a board meeting that we're going to talk about some of them, but some of the committees, that unfortunate COVID that we all had to endure, some of our networking events faltered off, and we're gearing them back up and getting that back on track, because we really do want our members to find value, and networking is an important part of any business. It doesn't matter where you are, whether you're the owner or an employee. Networking is important, and we need to continue with our younger groups coming up the line. We have our young professionals, and just kind of honing in on a lot of the wonderful things we already do. We do a lot with education and government and ag, and just keep going and add things as we can.
It's always great to reassess, value, and to ensure that you're staying relevant. Always a good thing to keep on the list.
Stay tuned. There will hopefully be some good things coming along. So I'm excited about getting to some of the conferences for Chamber executives and learning how other communities do things, and hopefully bring something back to Fairmont, and also share what Fairmont's already doing, because we do have a lot of good things going on.
Absolutely.
In general.
Really do.
One of the new things that you were also a part of is a new launch to the Fairmont Area Life website. I encourage you to go there. It has a lot of interactive parts and information of hundreds, if not 1,000 different things, and places to go and places to eat and things to do in Fairmont. So that was a good launch that we just completed.
It was. I'm excited on kind of the pivot that committee has taken. So really focused before on relocation and bringing new people to Fairmont and the area, but really expanding that and taking a look at community, right? And sharing the positivity and all of the fantastic things that we have, and reminding people, again, kind of that quality of life and why you live here and all of the great things that are happening. Very exciting.
If you say there's nothing to do, it's just because you maybe haven't left your house in a while.
You've talked about some of those upcoming projects and some of your new ideas, and it takes a village.
It does.
Can you talk to us a little bit about ways chamber members or non-chamber members can get involved in the chamber, and where are you looking for volunteers to plug in?
We have a lot of big projects throughout the year. A lot of them are actually in education. We coordinate the junior achievement in our schools. Mm-hmm. It's for grades kindergarten through 6th and 10th graders. And we look for anywhere between 50 and 60 volunteers to go into the classroom and have a prepared package of materials. So we're always looking for volunteers October through April with that. Area Career is a big event. It takes a lot of people hands-on that we look for volunteers. We have a couple of golf outings that we do. A large one is the Pork Producers Golf Outing in July, and people that just want to get out and hang out at the golf club all day, we'd love to have you hands-on for that too.
Lots of different ways to get people
Absolutely.
Involved. Anything else that you want to share or talk about a little bit today?
Just if anybody out there is curious about joining the chamber, you can join as a business, or if you're an individual that really wants to contribute and give back to our community, call the chamber and we'll tell you about all the benefits that you have for being a chamber member. We do really want our members to be engaged and meet more people. So, yeah,
excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So if someone is interested in getting involved, becoming a new member, volunteering, has some ideas or concerns, how do they get in contact with you?
You can call the Fairmont Chamber of Commerce at 235-5547. We try to actively update our Facebook page. It's been pretty popular lately, and also our website. Give us a call. Check out our sites.
Well, that is all for us here today. Again, you are watching Martin County on TV, talking business. Till next time.
Well, we're very excited today to have some guests you're sure to recognize from Day Plumbing. Today we have
Bill Krumholtz,
Leo Krumholtz,
Len Krumholtz.
Absolutely a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks, John.
And I know the three of you have been in business here in our community for a long time. You, sir, maybe even a little longer than the boys, but a long time for sure. Can you tell me a little bit about how all this started and some of your early days, sir?
Well, I lived on a farm out by East Shane, and I worked for a plumber part-time.
Okay.
And he closed up shop, and I started looking for another job, so I ended up working for Long and Manning. And that worked out pretty well, because I was working nights and Sundays.
Whatever had to be done, huh? And can I ask you, sir, your age?
They tell me I'm 95, but I don't hardly believe it.
That's awesome.
I feel it, but
Well, you're looking great, and got your boys with you, and they were in the business too, I know. So tell us, gentlemen, a little bit about the history of how the family came together in this type of business.
Us boys would help Dad when we were very young, maybe 12 years old. You were ready to go with and get out of Mom's hair, and so we'd trade off. There was three boys, and all basically learned the trade and tools and fittings that way. And then when we got older, we did our training, technical schools, different jobs, traveling pipe fitter jobs.
And what years would this have been?
The 60s is, okay. I graduated high school in 69, and then went to a 2-year technical school, and then did several other jobs before coming back to Dad's business.
Okay. And Bill, did you start in that same realm, same period, or a smidgen later, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I graduated in 1981, and
81, he's just a kid, isn't he?
In high school, I never really knew what I wanted to do, and Leonard encouraged me. He says, go to school for air conditioning and refrigeration.
Sure.
So I did that, and that was in 81, 82, 83, and about that time, Len was working out west, and came back to Minneapolis and was working for the union up there. And Dad had worked for 33 years for Iowa Electric Light and Power, and they sold Fairmont's branch, and he either had to move to Iowa or take early retirement. So he was always plumbing Saturdays and at nights. So he just took early retirement and started plumbing full time.
And what year would that have been?
83. I would say.
83. Okay. So you were with Light and Power for 30-some years. That's a long time.
33, yeah.
33 years before you started the family business, so to speak.
That's right.
Very cool.
But he did have a plumbing license that whole time.
Sure.
And always dabbled, and we did too with him.
Sure. Is plumbing something you've always wanted? Was that your business of choice even when you're young, or did you develop that?
It was always quite by accident.
Me too.
That's right. That's usually the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sure your business has changed a lot over the years. Can you give me a couple examples of how that's changed?
Materials for sure has advanced and become more efficient, easier to work with, specialty tools to make it easier, and certainly technology has grown tremendously and has affected almost everything we touch. There's advancements, so a lot of learning curve through the years.
So
Training.
Some of the early days, how many truck? You just had a truck for the family business?
Just a van that I bought.
Sure.
Used and
Well, I remember it was a station wagon way back.
go way back to that. Yeah, I had a Studebaker once and
A Rambler. Ford truck with a topper.
Nats Rambler.
Yeah, camper topper.
Well, not a Studebaker. It was a Rambler. It wasn't a Studebaker. It was a Rambler station wagon.
I had a Studebaker too one time.
He did.
You did.
I took it and
Okay.
stripped the paint off it and painted it black and tuned it all up.
That was
Made it the company vehicle.
Yep.
Absolutely. So in the early days, it was just like we talked about. It was just but it was a family business.
True.
When did you start? Did you bring on some people before you retired? And what year did you retire, sir?
I think it was like 79
Oh,
that he retired from the gas company. And then he was plumbing for a couple years. And he got so busy that's when he called Leonard and said, "Hey, come on down." And I was going to school.
sure.
So 83 is when we all got together.
But I remember in high school and earlier, he would take a 2-week summer vacation from the Iowa Electric Power Company and do plumbing in Fairmont. And he would have certain people he could call that would help him. So
Okay.
they were hired hands or...
Tell me about working with your boys. How was that experience?
Awful.
Yeah, that's a two-way street.
I loved my life because I got along good with the boys and I needed the help. And he was a air conditioning guy, and Leonard was a plumber, jack of all trades. He was a master plumber, so it worked out really good for me.
Awesome. Very
Yeah,
cool.
So I asked him, I want to start a business and I want to hire you. And he says, well, he said, I can't go to work for you. He said, I could get a job tomorrow for X amount of dollars, and you can't match that. And that was true. But it wasn't long, and it blew over, and he decided to go to work for me, and that's what put it in gear. And that's what started the whole ball rolling.
Awesome. So Dad talked you into coming to the family business, and here you are today.
Well, that year there was a recession, and interest rates, it was about 83, were 19%. And a lot of the construction in the America and other places had slowed way down. So it looked like a good opportunity at the time. And it turned out to be very good.
Cool. Now you're retired now, is that correct?
I retired 3 years ago.
All right. Are you enjoying retirement?
I love it, yes, it's good.
Very cool.
Do I miss the business? Yes, some of it. Some parts of it, yes, some no.
And today, yes, sir.
And it's Leonard's birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. 7-0, the big one.
A big a marker birthday.
I guess it
Just
is.
a kid, isn't he?
The pup.
That's right. So, and share with us today what's happening with the business today.
Well, we have 23 employees, and we're doing a lot of bathroom remodeling and putting a lot of furnaces and air conditioners in, rooftop units. and a lot of plumbing service.
Sure.
We got typically every day we've got 4 people just doing service calls.
And you said how many employees?
23.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
And organization skills.
Yeah, it is. It's
Well, and I've done business with you over the years, and a very, very well-run organization, very well-run, and good people, good people. So,
yeah.
How many vans did you end up with at the time when you really got rolling? A van for every man?
Well, yes, at one time we had 30 vehicle licenses that we were purchasing. Some of those trucks were haulers or that would sit and use just for hauling trailers and so
Sure.
forth, or machines. And I'd like to add, too, that when Bill and I came into the business at basically the same time, and Dad was the only other employee, there was a business established. There was old-time customers from his years of helping, and we didn't hardly have to advertise because it was an automatic. There was a business in place, and so it was quite a leg up right away to jump into something.
A lot of our customers, Dad had been doing plumbing for them for 30 years.
wow.
Old-time farm friends of mine who lived on a farm up at Rose Lake.
So you service farming community and.
Pretty well knew him.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Well, he must have been doing a good job. They kept asking you back.
Lucky.
But then a lot of those customers had kids, and now we're still plumbing for the children of Dad's original customers.
Wow.
So
Probably even sometimes the grandkids.
yeah, yeah,
That's pretty amazing.
They're replacing furnaces now that I put in.
right.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's kind of it's fun to go into a house and you look at the furnace, and there will be writing on the furnace from Dad. Back in the 70s, he'll write down what the temperature was, what the weather was outside, and what he did to the furnace.
From 50 years ago.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
And one thing about today's furnaces, they're way lighter in weight and size than they were when he put them in.
I can imagine when you were putting them in, they must have been a challenge to get in that basement or that room.
coming in pieces.
Great big old heat pipes were this big around. One of my jobs was to tear that furnace down and re-cement it. Start it over because it was leaking. And tear all those dusty old pipes
Asbestos.
down. And asbestos pipes. And
Oh, sure.
Yeah, he'd go down in a basement to pack asbestos on a boiler and carry down a 30-pound bag of asbestos, tear it open, dump it in the trough, mix it up with water,
Really?
and then pack it on the boilers.
With the modern technology we live in now, I'm sure you have a Facebook page, a website, and different ways to contact. Tell us about that.
Well, dayplumbing.com, and we do have a Facebook page, Day Plumbing, and
Okay. On your website, do you have product on there? What kind of things can they see on the website?
yeah, it's in the process of being changed, but there should be employees on there and products, what we sell, and
Awesome.
about just about the business and history and all
Little
that.
history. Yeah, awesome. So, in your retirement, are you staying close to home or are you traveling?
I own a home in Florida, so I split the time between both, and we like to travel as well out west mainly, and so enjoying all aspects of it.
That's good for you. Well, again, gentlemen, thank you very much for being on today, and we'll look forward to having you on again someday soon.